Vijeta was very happy that night. When she returned home that day, she was washed away by the waves of all the memories of the past. That's why the dream of sleep flew away from her that day. She could see Sampath everywhere. You are in the sky, you are on the ground. She remembered him everywhere and melted within herself. When she met him for the first time, she fell in love with his charming appearance. Love at first sight is probably what this means. Sampath is a final year MTech student. Vijeta is a final year art student. Both were drawn to each other by an unknown attraction. Both used to meet every day. Both of them, immersed in the ocean of love, found it impossible to live without each other. Sampath was infatuated with Vijeta's beautiful beauty and sweet nature. Vijeta soon became Sampath's admirer. Whenever she remembered the prince of her dreams, she would see Sampath's face. Vijeta would meet Sampath every day. One day, Vijeta fell in love with Sampath and did not cross all boundaries. But both of them were very understanding and were very careful. A colorful kite carried by Vijeta's long wave was flying high in the sky. One day, the kite broke its string and crashed to the ground with a thud. That's what happened. While taking a bath, Vijeta saw a white spot on her back in the mirror. She was very scared to see it. What if it gradually spread and increased and later turned into white patches and leukoderma? As Sampath remembered the sweet dreams she had was shattered like glass. She told her mother Vijaya about it while crying. Look, I have this white spot on my back. Seeing that, she also became very worried. When she told her friend about it, she told her to go to a Baba in a distant monastery. Come on, Vijeta, I will take you to that Baba. A few weeks ago, the same thing happened to my friend Sunaina's niece. She went to that Baba and got blessings from him, and the spot disappeared in a few days. Vijeta was very disappointed by Amma's words. Amma, are you also an educated person talking like this? Such Babas and Swamis only take note of people's devotion and make them their slaves mentally, and let them not get away with this. Hearing this, Vijaya became furious and said, Ah, your new generation always has this mentality. Don't be stubborn like a child. Do you know how powerful that Baba mantra is? That Baba's mantra is. Come on, let's go and get it now. Although she did not want to, Vijeta went to that Baba to console her mother. Many devotees had come to him to find a cure for their ailments. That Baba, dressed in black, soon appeared on the stage in front of the devotees and started reciting some mantra, Joy Mata Kali, Joy Mata Kali. Then the devotees also started chanting Joy Mata Kali and started chanting Joy Joy to his words. Then that Baba started treating the devotees in a very strange way. A woman was unable to urinate and had stones in her kidneys. Baba chanted some mantra and said that he would remove the stone from the woman's stomach in an instant. Vijeta was shocked to see all this. When it was her turn, Baba removed the dupatta she was wearing, loosened the kurta near her waist, and recited some mantra to touch the ashes all over with a peacock feather. Staring at Vijeta, he said, This white stain is the wrath of some evil force from heaven. We need to devise a great plan for this. Tell us what to do, Baba, Vijaya asked humbly. Baba gave Vijeta a red cloth knot and said, Oh girl, always keep this knot under your pillow. Even every Saturday, don't forget to feed a black dog a Jahangir. Vijaya nodded as if to say yes. Giving her some decoction in a small bowl, he said, Drink this right now and lie down on the stone bed in the inner hut. That area should be covered with divine sandalwood. When Vijaya tried to go inside the hut with her daughter, Baba stopped her and said, Not you, only the patient should go inside. Vijeta was very scared to see the atmosphere inside the hut. She got up from there and started running towards the outer door. Her mother also came running after her. Baba's disciples shouted, Stay, stay, don't run, don't run. Vijeta screamed hysterically. I don't want this kind of treatment from such a fake Baba. Even after hearing bad news about the evil deeds of such sinners, I have to stay here. Run, run, she shouted. Somehow she escaped from there, grabbed her mother's hand, and boarded an auto and reached home. Her father, Badrinath, who came to know about the matter, scolded his wife Vijaya. Vijaya, are you such a scoundrel? These Babas use the devotion of innocent people as their weapons and loot them in the name of magic and spells. People who are desperate to get their problems solved will shake their heads like a cow at everything they say. If our child has gone inside that cottage, what are those sinners doing? Those sinners are doing all this to loot innocent devotees like you. Vijeta, I will take you to a skin specialist tomorrow, he said, patting his daughter's head and reassuring her. The next day, Badrinath brought his daughter to a renowned dermatologist in the city. She examined her and said, this is the initial symptom of leukoderma. You have come at the right time. With timely treatment, it will definitely get cured. Otherwise, it would have spread throughout the body and the entire skin would have turned white. Vijeta gathered her courage and got treated, but she was nervous not knowing how to tell Sampath about this. What if he told her not to marry him after knowing about her white spot disease? This very thought made her tremble. But one day after marriage, he would definitely come to know about her disease. What would be the consequences then? Vijeta, who was depressed by such thoughts, started getting mentally distressed day by day. Both her mind and wisdom were giving her different advice. No matter what, she decided to keep the matter a secret and get married on the advice of her mind so that she would not lose Sampath. But her wisdom said this is wrong, and it kept on telling her to face what would come to her. Whatever it was, her mind was not ready to listen to her inner voice. Her inner voice warned her again and again that it would be a great betrayal for her to hide this white patch from Sampath. Trust is the solid foundation of a sacred bond like marriage. If that foundation is not right, on what basis will the marriage stand? No matter what, she decided that she would face that what came and would not hide the truth from Sampath. In the meantime, Sampath called her once, let's go to a new restaurant in Jayanagar tomorrow. Be ready, and told her about the time. Unable to say no to him, she happily agreed. The next day, after finishing her university class, both of them came to that new restaurant. By the time they reached there from the Gyanabharati campus, it was late evening. The evening had darkened and electric lights were shining everywhere. There was a glow in the entire atmosphere. They came to a table in the corner. Sampath, who had given her the bouquet he had brought, got down on one knee and prepared to propose her. Meanwhile, Vijeta stopped him for a moment and said, Sampath, I have something to tell you. She hesitated. Her heart had already started to flutter. She somehow managed to force herself to tell the truth. Whatever Sampath's answer was, she was ready to face it. Then, holding his hands, she slowly told him about her problem. Hearing that Sampath was not at all disturbed and asked, I will always be with you in all situations, Vijeta. You are a part of my life. Tell me, will you marry me? Tears of joy flowed from Vijeta's eyes. The flood that had risen in her mind had calmed down. All her doubts had gone away. She had complete confidence in his pure love. Vijeta, who was drifting in a wave of sweet memories of such a sweet night, did not know if she had fallen asleep. The next morning it was 8 a.m. by the time Amma woke her up. Get up, you will be late for class, she said. Vijeta's face was filled with a wonderful smile that day. Amma, sit with me, she said, making Amma sit next to her and resting her head on her lap. Amma, I have something to tell you, she said. Amma ruffled her hair and asked lovingly, what is that matter? Amma, you know my senior Sampath. We both love very much. I will marry him, she said. That's all right. Have you told him about your problem? Does he know that? Yes, Amma, I have told him everything. After this, Vijeta's parents went to Sampath's house to establish a relationship. With everyone's consent and the blessings of the elders, Vijeta and Sampath got married. The love that was hidden in her heart, she now shared it with her husband with an open heart to the outside world. All her friends who were waiting for her husband in the living room were interrupted and bid farewell. Soon the moments of expectation were over, and Sampath entered the room. Both of them were immersed in the sweet conversation of love. You have made my life bright by accepting me with this white color of mine, Vijeta said, whispering to Sampath. Do you remember that sweet moment when you hugged me like a vine that day? Sampath asked. She blushed at his words. I recognized it that day itself. Your innocence, your charming nature had won my heart. Her soft smile was the answer to his words. I was waiting for that word to come from you on its own. Your honesty won my heart. It showed that you have never lost to love. I love you. Vijeta's heart flew like a bird. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.